Hi,
Man,
everyone. Shalom, shalom, and greetings. Welcome to Cypher Sistas. Unfortunately, we've been doing a bi weekly thing. We're going to try to get it together and make sure we come back regularly. But to be fair, I was sick last week. So I'm sorry, everyone. But life does happen. But we here, we out here, we ready to get it started. Today, we're going to continue the conversation about boundaries. But before we get into that, how you doing, Malika?
not too bad, my dear. Well, I'm lying. It's been a stressful fucking week. And I don't want to get into the details of how stressful this fucking week has been, but it's only Wednesday. So,
Right.
let's just hope and pray. Y'all pray for Malika, please. Y'all. Good prayers. Good prayers only. But but at the end of the day, yeah, man. We're surviving. I'm surviving. It's a struggle. We're surviving. How about you, my dear?
Oh, same. So last week was Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's a everyone you can see it if you're interested. It's in the Bible in Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. It's a biblical feast day. Starting with Passover, and then at the end, like the very end of the day of Passover, of Unleavened Bread begins, and it's basically an 8 day long feast in remembrance of the sacrifice that Christ made so that we could live. But I won't get into like religion because I know everybody isn't interested, but that's what I was doing. And in the midst of that, I was definitely very sick. My throat had, I don't know why, but I had like some issues with my throat and I could barely talk. So
Mm.
you guys are hearing the improvements as I'm getting better. All praises to the Most High. So here I am. And yeah. On top of the other professional stuff that I had going on, but we could talk about that a little later as we get into the show.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not even gonna go with too much. Yeah, yeah. It's been interesting. It's been interesting. So what you smoking on, my dear?
I'm not really smoking too hard. I am puffing here and there. You might see me take a pull every now and then, but it's just some stuff I already had on the show, which is just some lemon cherry platinum.
Okay.
Because my throat is hurting. I haven't really been smoking. I've been doing like infusions, mostly having my cannabis, like eating it or using oil.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell us about some of your makes with the oil?
Um, so I only have oil left. Usually I have honey, which would have been like ideal for me being sick right now, but unfortunately, I definitely used a lot of my honey regularly. So when I actually needed it for like real medicinal purposes, I didn't have it. So
You should put yourself
I
a do not open in case of
I
emergency
might have
jar.
to do that. I might
Yeah, like
have
in
to
your
do that.
medicine cabinet. This is that
Yeah.
jar.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. Because
Yeah.
I definitely like all of last week because I was drinking tea anyways, and
Uh
I would
huh.
have loved to have some cannabis in my tea. Um,
Mm.
okay, Patty LaBelle, are you drinking your cup right now?
Man, this is just some regular ass
I'm
coffee,
just
man.
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
It's just some
Um,
regular ass coffee with
so
some
for
Snickers
my like what I made,
stuff in it.
since I
Uh huh.
have oil, I just put it in like I mix it into my food. One day I made like a vegetable stir fry with some
Mm.
tofu and some rice. That was actually really good. Like
Yeah, it sounds
I
delicious.
because I'll be honest with you, I don't like the taste of the oil. This
Yeah.
specifically this batch, it had way too much terps for me. I'm so
I
sorry, guys.
gotcha.
Malika, take it over. I'm just gonna.
No worries, no worries. So I am smoking on Mango Tango, right? And I'm doing that through a little, you know, if you don't know, dab situation. So boom. This is actually an excellent strain. It was rated 4.6 in Leafly, so I mean that means a lot of people were in love with it. It's got 22% THC. It's got some CBD in it and some mycene. It's calming. It's it's I'm sorry, it's energizing, kind of towards the middle. And it's got like very high THC. The aromas are like mango. I smell that as I exhale, or sometimes as it's coming through the pipe on the smoke thing. Uh, and it kind of gets me a little giggly. So I guess that's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling right now. Talkative,
That's
aroused.
nice.
It's got mango, peach, and tropical flavors.
I'll tell your
And
boo boo to come home.
I know, right? and it treats migraines, ADD, and ADHD. So maybe this is a regular strain
That's a
for
lot
me
of
right here.
conditions.
Yeah, migraines and ADHD and yeah, ADD. Yeah,
You
that's
love dabbing
so.
because all I see you
uh,
do is dab now.
Yeah, man, I do, because it's. I prefer to concentrate because it's just short and sweet and it's right to the point. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like how I started drinking when I was drinking alcohol. I would drink all this hard bottom shelf stuff, and I realized once you go up a couple of steps, you don't have to suffer. So you know, this helps me with my coughing. I don't cough as much anymore. I only need 2 or 3 hits, and I'm good to go. So
That's
yeah, I
good.
love the dab. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
That's really good. My thing with dabs was once again, it just at the time was just too difficult and too much of a mess. But now that they've developed way more stuff, I'm maybe interested. We'll have
Yeah.
to go on a dab shop so you could tell me what to get.
All right, perfect, perfect. Sounds like a plan. Hey.
So what's up in the legal world?
So in the legal world, what we got going on? Texas is on here a couple of times, right? So let's start with Maryland though. The Maryland governor is looking to sign a bill, or he's presented a bill to stop police, similar to the one in Virginia, to stop the police from stopping you for smelling like
For
cannabis,
smell
either on your
good.
person or in your vehicles. So that is a good thing. So here's the thing, though: the governor is also involved in Green Thumb Industries, which is a cannabis business. And so people were asking, well, how is this going to impact your vote and things along that nature? So it'll be interesting to see how he votes about this. Hopefully he's
Hmm.
definitely pro cannabis and does the right
He
thing,
better be
but it
with
could
his
be
damn
seen
money.
as bias. No, but it could be seen as bias. So he has to play that fine line as being governor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so let's talk about Texas. The House of Slow down. The House of Representatives approved a bill to allow doctors to prescribe cannabis for chronic pain. Now, I know this sounds like it's just, top level
On
shit,
a
but this is
Oh, this
actually
is
a big deal
Texas.
for
Okay.
Texas. Yes, it's a big
Hmm.
deal for Texas. So applause to Texas for doing that. Uh, Texas also passes a bill to decriminalize fentanyl test strips, which lets you test the drugs to see what you have in it. You know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. Because people can now start testing on their own to make sure that the product that they believe they are taking is the product that they actually are taking.
Hmm.
And then I thought it was super funny that a representative Tony Gonzalez said, "I'm from Texas and we don't have cannabis here." Bullshit! You right on the Mexican border. You got more cannabis than most states. But nice try, buddy. Nice try.
Thank you.
Um, in Connecticut, the Attorney General is looking to push for more raids on stores. Excuse me, guys. That is my loving pup. But the
Rocky.
yeah, yeah. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Um,
It's okay.
so all right, where was I? Where was I? Connecticut. Okay, so the Attorney General talks about having more raids on stores that are carrying illegal Delta 8 or the THC products, Delta 8 THC products. So that is actually going to be a good thing to get some of these rando drugs off the streets.
Good.
Um,
Good.
Alabama regulators are, right now they're facing 3 lawsuits, right? Challenging cannabis licensing. So there's 3 lawsuits going on with cannabis licensing. And so they're taking a look at that as well. And I'm sorry, guys, hang on for one sec. And in New Jersey, Hoboken City Council passed a resolution calling on the state to ban Delta 8 THC. So go ahead, Jersey.
What I
Go ahead,
like to
Jersey.
hear. That's what
Yeah,
I like
yep.
to
And that's
hear.
what we currently have in news, man.
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. I'm glad that people are starting to, because, and I don't want people to think that I'm just like, oh, 100% against Delta 8. My issue is we don't know what it is and what the long-term ramifications will be for consuming it. People know what the
Facts.
long-term ramifications are for consuming regular Delta 9 THC. So that's why I'm like, okay, I can support that. I can get behind it because there's enough of a history Delta 9 for you to continuously see what the ramifications are, what the long-term effects are. Here comes Delta 8, freely given.
Yeah,
It's
sold in
just like
stores to
spice.
candy like children too. Like,
Exactly.
maybe I look old, and I don't think I do, but a lot of people tell me I don't. But I still get carded when I go buy alcohol. Why don't I get carded when I try to buy a Delta 8? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want our children getting a hold of this crazy stuff, and we not
Agree.
knowing how this is going to affect our
Agree.
kids.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and there was
Yeah.
another, and I'm sorry, off the top of my head, I should have written it down. But there was another state looking to have childproof packaging for cannabis, and I think that's brilliant. There
I
should
love
be
that.
childproof cap. Yeah,
That's like,
and so
I love that because that's super important for us. We do that with Tylenol. We do that with, you know what I mean? Everything. But the
exactly.
tincture, well, there's one company, the tincture company that I like, and why can't I not remember their name right now? My sister used to bring them. Used to bring them to us from Cali. But they have a child safe like cap for their tincture
Oh
bottle, so kids
yeah,
can just,
yeah. There's a
you
lot
know what
of
I'm
things
saying.
that
You
have
have to.
child safe.
So
Yeah.
I love that because it's oh excuse me y'all.
But yeah, I
Technical.
mean, and it is our responsibility, even if we're bargaining with our street pharmacists, to put stuff in childproof or things that our kids
Hmm.
can't
Hmm.
easily
Hmm.
access. Because it's incumbent upon us, man. It's incumbent upon us to make
But
sure
that's why
that
we
we're
got to get
taking care
that.
of what we're
I
doing.
encourage people to go follow the woman on Sis on Instagram. She has a whole lockbox and it's nice. It's a little canvas, cute little case. I mean, I just keep forgetting because I don't really have that much smoke accessories. Like I have moved on to infusions and stuff, so I don't really smoke that much. But if I get back into smoking and like seriously need to keep my stuff in a place where, you know what I'm saying, my kids can't get it, Lock green is the truth. Like it's
Okay.
such a cute little bag too, guys, and it has little slits for your thing. Like it's cute. It's really cute. Lock green on Instagram. She's from Virginia too. She lives
Oh,
in. I think she's in Norfolk, if I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
they
Lot Green.
invited us
Shout
to
out to
one of
Lot
their
Green in
events. It's
Norfolk.
just a little bit hard to get all the way down there for me.
Okay. Mhm.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
hot
man.
topics.
We're gonna have to check them out.
Do you want
Yes,
to do hot
hot topics.
topics or do you want to let's do hot topics? I mean, let's do housekeeping before we do hot topics because once we get into hot topics, the conversation is just going to keep going, and I don't want to
Yes,
switch the
I
mode.
I
So,
agree.
go. Do you want to go? Do you want me to do it or do?
No, go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna
All
jump in,
right.
man.
So
I'm looking for
everyone,
Lot Green so I can post it.
okay. So everyone, as you know, next Thursday is National Cannabis Day. And so 420 for those of you who are like National Cannabis Day. So Malika and I are hosting an event. It's a field day / nature walk for anybody who wants to attend the nature walk after. So it's 12 to 3 on Thursday, 420. That's April 20th. Um, we have a sign up sheet. I'm not telling you guys where it is over the show. If you sign up to attend, you'll be told the location. But we're gonna have a gifter on site, and it's just gonna be a blast. We have games, prizes. Light refreshments will be available for purchase, and like and we might give away a few things just to because we're gonna have a beverage on deck for sampling.
Cool.
But we got what games did you get already? We want to do a little
Oh my
flag
God! Even when
football.
you turn the thing off,
We want to
I'm
do a little
sorry.
freeze tag. We want to do
Yeah,
what
a small
we bought
nature
a bunch
walk.
of like other games like corn what is it called, corn sack, I don't know, like outdoor games because we
We got
didn't
some badminton stuff. We got a big
have
soccer ball that we
badminton.
can kick around. We got big
Exactly.
chessboard. We
I
got
grew up with the games that didn't have
checkers.
accessories. Our imagination was our accessory. So, you know, we didn't have like badminton and things like that when I was growing up. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. We
But
had to make our own shit, but that's cool.
so
That's cool. But
we're gonna have some hula hoops, some bubbles. Like we're encouraging you guys to join us and tap into your inner child and come out and play. Like we just want to have fun and celebrate the essence of the plant, which is joy, which is exuberance, which is just, you know, that
happiness
carefree
and
moment.
owning
So
nature.
why not come out and play with us, and have a good time? Again, that's going to be next Thursday, April 20th from 12 to 3 p.m., Richmond, Virginia. And if you're not in Richmond, but you still want to play, like, have your own field day and post
Wherever
pictures
you are.
so we can see like that you're joining us, because we need to play. We need to have fun. And what better excuse than National Cannabis Day? So I look forward to seeing you guys there. We're going to post the sign up. And we hope you can join us for real. And let's see what else, girl.
So we got our Philly event coming up on June 24th to 25th.
So we're going to be on a panel in Philly for Cannabis Noir's event, and it's a cannabis event for women's Black women's wellness, or women's wellness, but it is specifically, you know, they're reaching out to Black women because we are an underserved population when it comes to wellness and self-care and all of that. So I'm looking forward to the panel. I'm looking forward to connecting. I'm looking forward to meeting all my Philly fam, you feel me? Like in person, little bits botanicals. They're in Philly. They make some really great edibles. Amy is the owner of the company. I'm looking forward to meeting her in person. Like it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So
it should be. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited
there
about that.
if you're in Philly.
And June 9th. June 9th, the hair, pink hair. I don't care.
Yeah, so well, that goes into hot topics. So let's go ahead and get into hot topics. The first on the list is pink takeover. I don't know if you guys like are on TikTok or, you know, on Instagram, but there's this woman and she was talking about how we as Black women, if we wear our hair in any color, then our natural hair color is seen as unprofessional, especially if we deign to wear colors like pink or green or whatever. But other people can go ahead and express themselves in that way and still get hired, still seen as professional. So she was like, no, we deserve to wear our hair how we want and still be taken seriously and still, you know. So I definitely support that message. I might, because I was already gonna dye my hair, so I might have a little pink in my pink takeover. But I'm calling on all the Black women, all the sisters everywhere who support the message to join the pink takeover. If you can't do your hair in pink, get a pink wig, a pink hat, a pink head tie, pink scarves.
You can have pink yarn woven into your hair.
And the best part of this,
to dye your hair completely.
The best part of this, someone else saw the pink takeover and then added something to it. So she said, why don't we support as many Black, like all Black businesses on that day as well? So Black women in pink with pink hair supporting all Black businesses. So I encourage you all, if you can, if you feel like you support the message of empowerment and our autonomy and the right to say how we want to present our bodies in public as Black women, and stop having like, it's crazy to me how much politics surround our bodies as Black women, and every single thing that we do with our bodies is up for scrutiny. And I love that sis was like, okay, you're gonna scrutinize, you're gonna make a spectacle of me, then watch me. And so let's take over that day, June 9th, pink takeover. If you can support, I hope you do. You're on mute, Malika.
I was trying to fix this thing and share the link without without y'all hearing.
But I'm gonna go in the comments later and share the video from the pink takeover, like the original creator, because it's not me who created it, but I still want to participate in it and perpetuate the message. And I'll be honest, as you see, I'm wearing my sweater to let you know I ain't
that she's
playing.
ready to support. That she is ready to support. I feel you, honey. I feel you.
So
Well, it's not happening until June 9th. So, ladies, you got a couple of time. You got a little bit of time to figure
exactly,
out how you're going to pink
exactly.
it out,
You could
and
literally buy some hair from the hair shop and braid that shit
just
into you.
strip it in.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
real easy. It's real easy to participate. It costs you nothing to support a black business and to wear some pink. To just know
yes.
you are in support of your sister and us as sisters in sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Well, the sad part is that we have to come back together as Black women. I mean, every other community, they kind of stick together with their people, and we as a community just don't do that all the time. And
it's
I
just
know,
because we're in pain and we're in trauma, and until we
yeah, we're
heal
still
our
traumatized, and I'm
yeah,
not saying that it's a I'm not saying that there are other pressures that put us into this situation, but
hmm
like it's time, it's fucking
I
time for us
agree.
to stand up and start supporting our folks and do as much as we
Especially
can to
in
help out other
sisterhood.
people.
I
Yeah,
think in
yeah,
sisterhood is such a great place to start because it also helps you to identify yourself and the things that are holding you back from being your best self. You feel me? Your sister is a mirror for you. The
yeah,
people that you choose to surround yourself with are literally mirrors for you. They're what's inside of you. That's what you're attracted to. So, you know what I mean? When you surround yourself with women, you're gonna see the kind of woman that you are, and it's gonna help you to move forward. If you want to be in that friend group of women that you're surrounding yourself, you can ask yourself, well, why am I friends with them? What's going on with me? You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
a really good tool for growth to have sisterhood. I 100% like I grew up in much sisterhood, so I definitely support that. Of course I have brothers and stuff, but I understand the importance of having good relationships, healthy relationships with women as a woman. So
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I grew up out of sisterhood, so it's a struggle for me to come back to trying to
mm,
become a sister on some level, because I do see
I
it like,
understand that though. I do
yeah,
understand that
yeah. And I think a
because
lot
that's
of
a
women
flip
are in
side to
my
it.
situation where they're looking for groups and things like that where they could join and find sisterhood, but you have to do some inner research too to see if you're ready to really be a sister before you
Yeah,
start getting involved in things like that. I like that
exactly.
thing that you sent me today about
I was
friends.
going to
Like,
talk about that next.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you
Because I'm
had a
not
chance
going
to
to
look
lie
at
to
his
you.
friends? So, like, I don't know if I've ever. I don't know.
So
Like, I just stopped fucking with you.
let's introduce the topic because nobody's gonna know what we're talking about. So
Go
on
ahead. Go
TikTok,
ahead.
there's a I don't I'm not gonna I guess I could say her name because I don't I she seemed cool. I don't have nothing like you know what I mean like oh I can't support her. So her name is
Do
Mecca
you want me to play it?
Machiavelli. Belly. Can you play
Mm-hmm.
it?
Let me
Okay,
see
go
if I
ahead.
can play it. I'm gonna see if I can play it direct from my TikTok. I mean
Okay.
my thing. Hold up. Where my messages
We
at?
trying to
Okay,
get
stop
a little
texting me.
techie
Stop
with
texting.
y'all today. Let's see if Malika could play this for y'all.
Let's see. Keep talking. I'm working.
So basically sis made a TikTok about friendship and um not cutting not being like not just cutting people off without having the conversations. You can't just be basically she made like a whole bunch of points about how it's not good to just cut someone off. You can't just cut and run. And while I agreed with her points to an extent,
Here we go. Here
some
we go. I think I
people
found it. I had
go
to
ahead.
realize you TikToked it. Nope. Nope.
This be going around of a friendship.
No. See, I can't do it. I thought I had it. I really did. Hold up. One more time. One more again. One more again.
It's like, I just don't have space for you and mine. You'll see it on Twitter. It's really honestly inhumane and it's mean. And I have said this like literally at the top of the year. Western therapy, as in therapy styled for white men, is like fucking everybody up. And that's why you gotta get therapists who, if you're of color, because we come from like communal communities. And that's not obviously boundaries are a thing, but y'all tripping. And I said this a couple months ago too. I can't be friends with no punk ass bitches. And there was another girl who articulated it so eloquently, and I quoted her on Twitter. But when I say that, I can't be friends with no punk ass bitches. I can't be friends with bitches who's afraid of conflict, because I don't expect if we're lifelong friends, that you always gonna like me, that I'm always gonna do something you like, and vice versa. You need to be able to tell me, bitch, I'm not fucking with that right now, or bitch, I can't even deal with this right now, or da da da. Instead, y'all punk ass bitches don't say shit, and then you let it build up, build up, build up, and then 2-3 years into friendship, you pulling up on your friend like, oh, I no longer have the space for you in my life, and honestly, you're an asshole. You're an asshole, and you lack communication skills. It's the same
right.
And
That's what she
was
said.
her very last point was my point entirely, which is communication. So, all right. When I was a teenager, I had the blessing of having two best friends. When I tell you they are two completely different people, they are two completely different. They didn't I felt like they actually didn't like each other because they weren't friends. They were my friends, but they weren't friends, right?
You find that
All
a
right.
lot though.
So hold on. This is because it's not really
No,
about
keep
them
going.
not
I'm just saying you
being
find that a lot where people aren't friends. Yeah.
exactly. So one of the best friends, like we were so close as to the point where literally we became family. Like they're the godmother of my son. I'm the godmother of their son. You know what I'm saying? We're close. We consider each other family. I used to call her mom. She called my mom. Like that's how close we was. So we kind of like grew apart as friends, right? And the way that our friendship like took a pivot, it kind of looked like I cut and run, but that wasn't what happened because I had plenty of conversations addressing what my issues were to no avail, right? To see that the person kind of just was showing me like I keep asking you not to do certain things. I keep showing you what I like. I keep showing you like this. I'm not 14 anymore. I'm 20 something years old, and like how I was when I was 14 and shit I would tolerate, I'm not going to tolerate now. Like we're adults and I'm standing in my sovereignty as a human being and asking you to respect what I'm asking for. And they couldn't, meet that side of my personality. And then, on the other side, I have my very best friend in the entire universe, who is my sister, who honestly, I feel like that's my soulmate, but not in a sexual way. Like, when you just feel like somebody knows you and gets you, like, it's like, they know what you're thinking, basically. And y'all could just look at each other and fucking burst out laughing in situations. Like, that's how close we are. We even had a period of like of separation when she went away to college and we weren't talking to each other. And then we just came back into each other's lives. And it was like we was 14 keying again. Like, that's the type of friendship that we had. And we've had, like, I'm talking about like all out, ball out fights where we've said like, but we know like the communication, I'm pointing this out to say that what has sustained our friendship is the ability to communicate. We have, like, I model my communication with everyone else in the way that I communicate with her. Upfront, honest. I didn't like that you did that. Okay, well, I didn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like valid. I address something. She hears what I say. She makes an adjustment or she tells me what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how friendships are supposed to go. So if you have this side of friendship, yeah, I say don't cut and run on your friend. I say, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have the capacity at that time, say, listen, I'm going through something. We're going to chat later. You know what I'm saying? Be upfront. But if you have the other side of friendship, that friend who you constantly are kind of, reiterate like, hey, these are the reasons why you haven't seen me. These are the reasons why we're not talking. And then we get back together and you still doing that dumb shit. What are you supposed to do? Like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know, because I felt like she kind of wasn't addressing that aspect of it, because some people are communicators and some people just don't fucking listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I kind of was like, that was mad one-sided, and you don't have no punk. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, it does boil down to like, is your friend a punk ass or not? Because if you are in sisterhood to the extent that I like to be, like, when I say somebody my sister, my friend, I know, one, I trust that they are never willingly doing something to cause me harm or pain or to disrespect me, right? So
Okay.
whenever we have a conversation, it's not going to ever meet the back of my mind is not going to be thinking that they're coming from that place. So I'm going to be open and ready and willing to receive everything that they are trying to share with me about how I'm doing something that's causing a rift between us. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that's so important. What's the essence of your friendship with this person? Like, because it isn't about no punk ass friends. It's about how much that relationship matters to you. One, how much you trust and believe in the love and you know loyalty and all those things that go along in a healthy relationship, right? Are those things really there in your friendship, or is that some BS? Or have you been lying to yourself? Because people like to be friends, but like I was watching this other I seen this other video on TikTok. There's this guy, he's like the worst rabble rouser. He just finds people and he's like, if they're friends, he's like, oh, how about can I ask you to like, so it'll be two best friends, a girl and a girl. He'll be like, oh, can I give you her man's number? Go ahead. I'm going to keep talking, you guys. But he'll be like, oh, can I give you her man's number? And you call her man and say you want to get with him. And every single time the girlies be calling each other's man, but it will be turning out like they was fucking like their friend's man behind their friend's back. And it's like, dang. And the girl be like, oh, that, like at the beginning of it will be like, oh, that's my best friend. That's my ace. I love her so much. And then that's my day one. I'll die for her. All type of crazy mess. And then, right. And then they be fucking a man behind their back. And that shit is crazy to me. That shit is crazy to me. And I know you missed what I said.
No, I heard part of it. So this man goes around and gives other women, or he finds out.
No, so let's say it was me and you, right?
Okay.
He would just caught us walking. We talk about how much we love each other. We rock for each other. Bong, bing, bong. Right? Why? He'll be like, okay, so y'all best friends. You trust her. All right. Get her man's number, call her man and tell him you want to link. Soon as they call the man, it will be like, oh, what's up? And it will be like she was already linking. So I would have been already linking with your man, basically.
That ain't a friend. Shit.
That's what I'm trying to say. They come up and it's like, oh yeah, that's my day one. I love her so much. We best friends, bing bang bang. And then it's always like that.
That's why you find a friend that don't like the men or the type of men that you like. There are certain shit. Don't know about look.
You think so? You think it's that easy?
I don't think it's that easy, but that person ain't a friend. And like,
yeah, and
that's how do you detect these signs though? You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
that's the whole problem. You have to have discernment, but it also is a reflection on you as well. Because it's like, what kind of company are you keeping?
Yeah. What kind of company are you keeping?
One person,
your man.
It's not one person that played you. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody needs to go. It's clean. Exactly. It's clean slate.
Exactly.
Wow. And this dude does this on the street, and it actually and these bitches are still knowing that they fucking with people's men.
You know what's the worst part? More often than not, the friend is fucking the other, because it's been guys too. Yep.
You know, that's a damn shame. And you know what? You stupid fools should just be like, I would never do something like that. I'm not calling nobody's man. What the
Thank you.
I would never do that to her. Shit. But you dumbasses get on the line with a nigga you know you trying to holler at and go, is this just your way of ending the friendship? I mean, there's got to be a motive behind it. Like
I seen one and I was like, damn, that's cold. Because you was talking about how much you love her, how much she a day one, but then when shit came out, she was like, oh well, you get what you get. Like no remorse, no nothing. And I was like,
he's trying to get somebody beat up. That's what the fuck he trying
Oh,
to
they
do.
got some fights on there. Trust.
Yeah,
They
he
got.
trying
He
to get
don't
somebody.
care. He do not care. He got the followers. That's what he cared. That's what he do that for. He got the followers. He know what he was doing.
I mean, I get it, but like he trying to get somebody killed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's just careless. That's just careless. But them bitches and them dude, or however it goes, those people are grimy. Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine.
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
I can't, girl.
I would never.
I mean, how do they not just?
That's not ever something you have to wait. If that happened, I mean, I just got possessed by a demon or something. Because it ain't.
What you talking about in my life?
Yeah.
You talking about for you and me?
Yes, girl.
Girl, please. That ain't even nothing I would even consider. That's just something I wouldn't. What?
Yeah.
No.
You would never have to think. You would never have to think that about me.
Your man is my brother, and that is it. Like mine is yours, and that's where the line ends. Yeah. And if I'm calling him, it's something about you. Shit. If I got to call him, it's something specific about you. Hey, let me check on. Can you want to plan something for? That's it. I mean, and if you tell me he's having a hard day, maybe I reach out. But we've already established the relationship of brother and sister, so there's no lines that would ever be crossed.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
But that's, another thing that people don't understand, the sanctity of someone's mate and someone's husband or wife. Like you just can't cross lines, period. If you have a friend and they tell you don't talk to my husband without me, don't fucking talk to their husband without you.
Facts. Respect that space. Okay. But that means that you got doubts about both of these people, and so maybe you shouldn't have them in your life to begin with. I mean, if you gotta tell your homegirl.
Don't feel no type of way though. It's just like respect the person's wishes. It may not even be about you. It may be about a past experience. You know what I'm saying? Because some women can just be friendly and
some of our friends
I'm not even gonna. I don't keep people around me that would play their stuff, but I seen this growing up. I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not even gonna say a scenario. A woman had a husband. She had some friends. They was like, "Oh, your husband." She went out of town. Shorty, one of her friends, definitely solicited her husband. Okay. Of course, husband was like, "Hell no, get out of here, bitch." But that's neither here nor there. The point is, now she has a situation where she got to constantly tell bitches like, "Don't talk to my husband without me." You know what I'm saying?
Trauma. That's trauma.
And that's what I'm saying.
But that's not the husband's fault, nor is
I'm
it
not
the
saying
person coming into your life.
The husband's fault, but he may not even want to deal with the drama, which is don't talk to my husband without me. Like I don't want to be put in situations where I can be compromised, and that's fair. Because a lot of women find married men to be some type of weird aphrodisiac. Like they just want to have them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about them being married. That does not mean anything to them. So,
and I can tell you, I seen that a lot. Probably about 10, 15 years ago when I was in a particular community where I seen people don't care. People don't care. They don't care if you're married. They don't care. They be flirting in your face.
Telling you
in your fucking face. And I understand. I watch shit and don't understand why people ain't get beat up, but like because I understand disrespect on a level that maybe most people don't. And it could be the communities that we live in, right? Because some folk are just passive and they let that shit slide. Now I gotta tell you immediately. Look, check this out.
Oh yeah.
This ain't the type of relationship we have in. We ain't swingers. I ain't trying to fuck you. Stay away from my man.
Facts.
Because that's the only way it would go down is if I'm participating and no, I'm not trying to. So, yeah, good luck.
Oh my God. Husband. That's like, on another note, have you seen this show, Seeking Brother Husband?
No. Oh God.
This shit is hilarious and sad. It's sadder than Seeking Sister Wife. I didn't think I could feel sadder watching because I don't like polygamy is the most ludicrous thing to me because nobody for me has shown me a healthy polygamous relationship where all the partners are satisfied, all loved, all cared for, all happy and functional. I ain't never seen it. So cut the crap. I see a bunch of people who feel dissatisfied and unloved and take it out on
And
each other.
vulnerable.
Different,
Yep.
exactly. So
And they
no,
wind up doing something and bringing other people into the relationship, and it's a whole
okay,
cluster mess.
exactly. Just admit that you are a selfish, dis. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's one woman on there, and she literally admitted why she has like multiple husbands, and it's because she likes the feeling, like the beginning feeling of being in love. So she likes the butterflies, and once that wanes off, she kind of is not interested. But now she has these like two husbands, one she's legally married to, and one that's like she's about to replace with a new guy. And he's like, "Well, give me a commitment ceremony because I don't want to lose my place in your life." And I'm just like, do you hate yourself?
I mean, but he's stupid enough to go for that shit.
Did you hear what I just asked?
Like, why he's stupid enough to allow
No,
people only allow what you allow them to do, huh?
Hold on, he was having a commitment ceremony, and his parents don't. His parents don't want to come, and the girl is like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do the commitment ceremony because your family doesn't support it." And I'm like, "Of course, his
No,
parents
she's
don't
telling
support
you
it."
this is blatantly clear. I'm not going to do the commitment ceremony
Thank
because
you.
I don't want to be with you
Want
no
to
more.
do it
Somebody
because she's
else is
already on to the
available,
next
and
nigga.
I've moved on. Yeah,
She's
yeah,
already on to the next nigga, which is bad for
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just exit gracefully.
It's
exit
pathetic.
stage left gracefully.
It's high key pathetic. Like, it's like, damn, love yourself. There are plenty of people out there for you, and she isn't it. And I'm with your parents. I would never support that if one of my sons came home talking that shit. You done. You're done to me. I'm so serious. That's not who I'm raising any of my sons to be. I don't support that. No way. No way, no. How are you sharing
your
of it
daughters?
with another man?
I don't. I
Please.
mean, you know, some people have to share. I get
So
it,
let's
but
say
I don't.
the both of y'all, the three of y'all are in this relationship. How will you know whose child is whose? You know what I'm saying? If Shorty gets pregnant, how will you know
DNA
whose child is
test.
who until you take a DNA test? Like, but that's a terrible place to put a child in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole just messy situation, and I don't care for it. I just do not care for it. You know, it's from the men doing it with women, I don't care for it, but it's even more messy to me when women do it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But I mean, some people like sharing. I mean, I'm not going to knock anybody's lifestyle. How you do your life is how you do your life. It seems like they want to participate in that. They can keep that shit over there. For me,
how you think your life?
I am all about, I don't share. I don't share. I didn't come to this game to share. I'm taking my balls and going home. I ain't sharing my shit. Fuck that.
Not taking my balls and going home. Okay.
You damn right.
Take them balls,
they
girl.
mine. Yeah, I don't share. I ain't sharing. And that's just me. That's just how I am. That's how I feel. But there are people out there that do that in other religions and other, you know, and I'm not going to knock y'all shit. Y'all do you. But don't come to me with that shit.
I'm going to knock it all the way down because at the end of the day, the fucking kids are the one that pay for this shit. So I don't give a shit
if kids
about
are involved. That. I mean, yeah. There can be so many different situations. There are people
when
out
kids
there
are not involved. No, I don't care. All right, fine. When kids are not involved, I don't care. But when you start to do it and you have kids and shit, creates a whole fucking crazy. Like, I'm not for it. I'm just not for it. It's a bunch of dysfunction, and I don't like it. And that's it is.
And I mean, you can do DNA tests prior to delivering a kid, so you would know in advance whose kid it was. But like.
But also, that's those DNA tests prior to delivery are dangerous to the baby and the fetus.
They are very. But you're living a dangerous life, so maybe you're willing to take that dangerous risk. I don't know, but that ain't for me. Look, a couple of things I wanted to jump back onto.
Go ahead.
Talking about the friendship, right? In girls being friends, you know. How long? And wait, I'm sorry. Okay, boom. How do you open up the conversations of communication when people are like, do you have any tips on how to start the conversation for folks out there that don't know how to do that?
I mean, I would say one is be respectful. Even if you're feeling like, you know, not to say leave your emotions out of it, but find a baseline so that the person can be receptive to what you want to say. The open communication is key. And the way to open communication is not to come being belligerent or, You know what I mean? Or just over emotional. Just self-awareness and emotional intelligence are a key component when you want to have a good conversation with someone. Like, because you can only control yourself, right?
Yeah.
If
You can't
you're
control them.
belligerent and the other person is belligerent, the conversation is not going to go anywhere. So somebody
Facts.
has to be the same person, so to speak. And I say always choose to be the same person. That's my
No,
that's my
no,
tip.
I get it. So like some people are better writers, so they'd write a letter. Is that kind of a punk ass way of doing it though? Because you can't even come to me
I
face
don't
to
think
face.
it's a punk ass way. I don't think it's a punk ass way to do it. Because people do it. I definitely. So, in terms of me, I'll just say that I've done text messaging, long text
Okay.
messages, because I needed to just gather my thoughts and not be interrupted, because that's something that like. If someone interrupts me while I'm trying to get my point across, it definitely flusters me and kind of irritates me. And then, I don't get to say everything that I want to say. So I'm usually like a written communicator to start the conversation. And then if they want to continue, like, hey, call me, and then we could address everything. So that's actually what you raised a really good point. Writing a letter, sending a text, even a voice note, because we live in an age of technology, and with voice notes, you can't misinterpret a tone. With text or a letter, you can still misinterpret the tone of what the person is trying to convey. So a voice note, a video, I had to do that with someone, send a video.
Okay.
Because I was just so angry, and so, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like writing at that time. I just wanted to free think and say what I had to say. So I sent a video,
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think those are good ways. Some people like me, Virgos, we communicate analytically, so it's usually via typing or even song. A song could convey what we're going through, and the song could say the same damn words that I'm trying to say, but it's like, now let's revisit this. So there are plenty of ways for us to be able to communicate with people, and I'm glad Sister Rachel was able to share some. And then you know how long do you allow a punk ass bitch to take up space? Like, when, how long is it before you realize that this bitch just don't get it? Like, do you start out the relationship with, look, if I start this relationship with you, it's going to be open communication. We want to talk. If you have an issue with me, please come to me directly, yada, yada, yada. Or is it that you wait until it's time to communicate and send that letter? I mean, I would
I would think that, with healthy friendships, you already have the open pathways of communication. But like this, in terms of the video or the having to send a long text or even a letter, those are from relationships that like spanned over decades. It's not from like a friendship that was a 1, 2, 3. You're meeting me as my fully realized adult self. So the boundaries are already in place. You already know what it is. And if you cross them, it's not going to be a letter. It's just going to be a conversation. It's going to be like, hey, I didn't really care for you doing X, Y, Z. And if they don't respond appropriately, I already know it's done for me. Like, I'm the cutoff. It's not a punk ass thing. It's just that I'm not going to argue with anyone. I spent my whole entire life being in those type of spaces of aggression and people getting offended by me just claiming my space. Like, I've been this way since I was a kid. There's certain things I'm gonna always speak up if I see something and so I was the rude child because I spoke up when I didn't agree with things that the adults around me were doing. You know what I'm saying? I've always been somebody who did their best to have boundaries in place to protect themselves, even as a child. So as an adult, me already being like that, and then me realizing like, you can be like this. Like, it's 100 now. So the minute you step out of line, especially if you're new in my life and you haven't really played your position long enough to really show me the value of having you in my life, and you play yourself, and it's, for me, don't think that I'm just this person who's just cutting people off. I'm talking about, like, if I say something to you and you completely just gloss over, act like I didn't say anything, and just, you know what I'm saying, be disrespectful.
Retort back to
there's
your regular ways.
no-nos for me. But I usually let people be themselves and extend as much grace as I hope that is extended to me. So I guess I would say I am the cutoff queen. I very much am. Everybody in my family already. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I
you
know.
already know.
Yeah, I know.
You talk to people I don't even fucking talk to. So you feel me?
And
Like
vice
I
versa.
am the
So
cutoff queen. That's who I am. Like if you play yourself, we don't have nothing else to talk about. And so I don't think of it as a punk ass thing, so to speak, because I never will I be that. I don't have a problem with conflict. The people who I cut off are the
no, but
ones
I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about like just people in general. You know what I mean?
but
Like
I feel
not
like
specifically
that
you.
whole punk ass thing, I think sometimes it's like people are cutting people off. I don't think it's a punk ass. I think the punk asses are the ones who are the getting cut off because they're the ones who have a problem with conflict, with
Yeah.
addressing the issues. They don't want to grow. They don't want to change. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're gonna get cut off. Like so I feel like
I mean, yeah.
it's perfectly fine to cut somebody off if you are someone who really knows yourself well, has already the parameters of a friendship are pretty much, there as you guys are growing in your friendship. By year 2, by year 3, you should pretty much know where y'all stand in your relationship
Exactly.
and what's going to rock and what's going to not. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
You should, but everybody doesn't have that strong personality where you know what I mean? There's a lot of
yeah.
people out there and they don't want to be weak, but it's just they avoid conflict. They avoid having these conversations with folks, and it's just like they also second guess the situation. For a person like me, for instance, I'm going to second guess the situation to be like, did she really mean that? Or, I analyze
But
everything.
that's where communication comes in. And so you would I in a situation like that, I would say don't cut them off. Actually have a conversation to clarify what happened.
No, and it's not you cutting them off until it's like, some people are just disrespectful and they just gonna be disrespectful. And you 1, 2, 3, you gotta go. I just don't need that. I'm in a different place in my life where, and I think I've gotten that as I grow older, where my give a fuck meter is probably, it's so low that I don't even know where it is anymore. So, it's a very different place for somebody or anybody out there who may have performed more of a submissive role in relationships. It's hard for them to just all of a sudden change and be like, you know what? I ain't like the way that you called me today. And I think you need to check that shit. Yeah. It's just
and
so
people have a hard
there,
time hearing that from someone who is the person who just eats it. You know what I mean? Like people, and so when people have a hard time hearing that from someone like that, right? It can have an effect that is like they take it so hard and then it makes the person feel so bad that they end up not wanting to say anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's got to be some internal stuff as well on both parties. You know what I mean? And I didn't mean to mention this site before we hop off, but therapyforblackgirls.com, because it is Mental Health Month. That's a good place for you guys to check out therapists that are able to treat us. And like that young lady said, know us. You know what I mean? So check out that website. It's got a broad, great
she's
information
right.
on there.
I wanted to say that she was very right. Like these modalities within therapy are based on a Eurocentric lens. It's from culturally, it's not based in our cultural, and they don't understand our norms and that speaks to a lot of their understanding of how to diagnose us, how to recognize the things that we're going through, that pathologies within us. Like that's a conversation that definitely needs to be had within the community of psychology, of psychiatry, because it is a Eurocentric. It's coming. The founders of psychology was some stupid ass white guys. Like,
Sigmund Freud, those folks
perverts,
like that.
Like, it was perverts. Okay, people act like they was on it, but they was some sick ass perverts. Go look them up.
Oh no, I already know the research. I mean, I got a degree in it. So
I'm talking about on a personal note. I'm not even talking about.
I've done the research on the person too. Like I like documentaries, so I'm following up on all that stuff. Facts. Man, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these, and that's what we need to talk about also. while the medicine was developed from experimenting on our bodies and our minds, it wasn't developed with us in mind, if you get what I'm saying. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like,
It
the
is.
world is such a the world is such a crazy place, and it's just opening your mind. Like, now that the internet, like, I had all these questions when I was a kid, but now that, like, the internet and everything's at your fingertips, knowledge wise,
Facts. It's
like,
hard
it
not
just
to.
leads you
It's
to
hard
ask
to.
more and more questions and think
Exactly.
of more and more, like. So someone asked yesterday. So today is this week is Black Maternal Health Week, and I was teaching my course Flowers and Mamas yesterday. And when they were during the question and answer period, the questions were like blowing me, because I was like, these are studies that need to be done, but because they kind of more apply to Black women, no one's really like, who's gonna do these studies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it's just funny because there's so many, like, when you think about how little our humanity as Black people is considered within the framing of this society, like,
We are not even
it
considered human.
throws you and blows you on a regular basis, and it's just like,
It does.
damn. Okay,
Facts.
we don't
Facts.
exist unless we scream and say, hey, I'm fucking right here, and I'm a part of this, and I matter. And it makes me really sad sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. It's
I
a
know that's
sad,
a sour note to leave it on, but we did talk about setting boundaries in a different way, which was good, because I know last episode we talked about setting healthy boundaries with your parents, but you know, we decided just to not talk about that because it's a very sensitive topic within both of our personal lives right now. And we know that both of our mothers frequently watch these shows. So we're not going to play ourselves and, you know, do that to them. But we will say,
without allowing them to be a part of the conversation, maybe. You know,
that part too, but
yeah.
I don't think that I'm open to having a live conversation like that.
No, I'm not saying that we need to do it live. Not at all. No,
I know, not like an episode at all. So this is like, but it is important to create healthy boundaries with your parents, just as a parent. And friends. But I wanted to touch on the parent subject because we said we were going to talk about it last episode. So with this last 2.5 minutes, I just want to reiterate that it's healthy to set boundaries, and it isn't disrespecting your parent if you set a boundary for yourself and respectfully ask your parent to honor that boundary. That's all I was going to say. And if anyone wants to know, you know, about setting boundaries, healthy boundaries just in your life, I actually have a workbook that I use. It's called the Better Boundaries Workbook. And it helped me because I did struggle with setting boundaries when it came to, like, there are a few people. Yes, I said I'm the cutoff queen, but there are a few people who have the ability to circumvent my boundaries in the past and disrupt my peace. And so I had to get this workbook to really understand, like, why were they getting past my safe stops and coming into my safe place. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome. And on that note, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share,
and we'll have all of the links in the comments on YouTube. Please, if you're interested in joining us for April 20th, National Cannabis Day, Field Day Fun, come out and play. We would love that. You'll see the link, and in that link, you're going to be able to sign up for our beta cannabis club, because we're starting the Cypher Sistas Cannabis Club, and we're going to have so much stuff for you that we're not going to ever be putting on the show. So we look forward to you joining, and we look forward to seeing you on 420. And of course, we'll see you guys. If most high willing, if we're alive and well, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. And we love y'all. Have a
Yes,
beautiful
we
day.
do.
Shalom in your heart and
Have
home.
a beautiful day. And thank you for joining us, Pat. Thank you for your comment. You have a
Oh,
great
yes.
day as
Thank you, Pat. Sorry.
well.
I'm late.
Take care, everybody.